Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Chaos with Jackie. I'm Jackie. This is a channel where we take your high carb favorite foods and turn them into low carb favorite foods. Tonight we're going to make a skillet pizza. So some call it a keto skillet pizza. I just call it a skillet pizza. It's all the wonderful flavors of pizza without the crust. So who says you can't enjoy your favorite foods, right? Even though you're doing low carb, it'll be great. So I do want to apologize. I actually had hernia surgery a couple of days ago, so I'm a little under the weather today. I'm not feeling so great. So please bear with me if I don't quite jump around or have the enthusiasm I normally do. I am trying my best. This is a pretty quick dinner. It's not difficult to put together, so that's why I'm just going to try to do this real quick. And I really wanted to show you because this is something we don't eat it that often because I'm not a huge pizza fan. I don't know what's wrong with me. Everybody else in the world could eat pizza every day. I'm like, once a month or every 6 months, I'm fine. You can put whatever you want on it. I'm going to show you our cast of characters today. I have a lot of vegetables because I love vegetable pizza. And as a diabetic, one of the things that you might know is that when you eat pizza, it really messes with your blood sugar. It's something about the carbohydrates in the crust and then the fat of the cheese, the way they combine. You always have to try to figure out your insulin because you might go too high or too low. It's a roller coaster. Why do it? You can have all the great flavors with a cheese crust and all your favorite toppings and not have to mess with the blood sugar roller coaster. I might have to take 1 unit of regular Humalog insulin for this just to help me cover the vegetables and the protein that comes out of it. And that would be it. And I'm not going to have that roller coaster ride. So come on, come play with me. Like I said, bear with me as I'm trying to hold my stomach together, okay? All right, guys, let's go check this out. Okay, guys, so what I have done is I diced up some portobello mushrooms, some yellow bell peppers, about a half of a bell pepper, and a little bit of onion. We have some shredded mozzarella cheese. I also have that wonderful Parmesan cheese I like to use that has garlic in it, some pepperoni, and in lieu of tomato sauce, we're actually going to use fresh tomatoes because that's what I had. I do have tomato sauce in the freezer, but I forgot to take it out because, well, I've been on pain meds for the last 2 days and just, like I said, not feeling it. So what I did was I diced up half of a fresh tomato. I put some salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of basil. So we're just going to use that on top of our pizza. So this is my assembly. I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to start cooking up the vegetables. I want to pre-cook those. And then when I come back, I'll show you how I do the pizza. So for the vegetables, all I'm going to do is saute them up in a pan with a little bit of butter. Probably some salt, pepper, and garlic on the mushrooms, and then that'll be it. All right, we'll be back. So guys, I am sauteing up the mushrooms. I really wasn't going to show you this part because I thought, well, this is kind of boring. But I wanted to just show you the little trick that I do with my mushrooms. So I put them in the pan with a little bit of butter. And I'm just going to I put those in just a flat so that they're all on the bottom. And I'm going to let them go. I am not going to season them yet. And the reason is if you salt them now, they'll release a lot of moisture and then they'll just steam. And I would really like to get a little bit of texture to them. So I'm going to let them go for about 5 minutes and then I'll flip them. Once I flip them, and like I said, and they have a little bit of color, you'll be able to see. Then I'm going to add some salt, some of that pink salt I like to use, a little bit of pepper, and some garlic powder. And that'll be it. I like to keep the seasonings pretty simple for my mushrooms. But like I said, that was just a little trick that I wanted to tell you about. Alright gang, so we have all of our vegetables cooked. These are the mushrooms. You see they shrank, everything shrank up a lot. But they came out nice and brown and have a good little texture on them. So I just have those off to the side. So now what I'm going to do is use my 10-inch non-stick skillet. This is the same skillet I cooked the vegetables in. And we are going to turn that on medium-low. Don't want it super high. And then we're going to take our shredded mozzarella cheese and we're just going to place it in the skillet. And this is going to be our cheese crust. So a few handfuls just to cover the bottom of the skillet. This will be enough for George and I to split to have. We'll probably have a little salad with it. I always like to have salads with my pizza, even whenever I did a crusty pizza. And you can put whatever toppings you want. So whatever toppings you normally put on your pizza, put it on this. It'll be delicious. We want to make sure we save some cheese for the top. And you can see it's already starting to melt. And that is just some whole milk mozzarella cheese. So we're going to let it go. The other thing I found in the fridge was some pesto. It is sun-dried tomato pesto that I had for another dinner. This is one of those I'm just rooting through the fridge and I find things. So I'm going to add a little bit of that, just add a little bit of extra flavor. I said we're not going to use tomato sauce tonight because I didn't take it out of the freezer. So this will help add a little extra. And so just bear with me because I'm not all together there tonight. So we're going to do the best we can. But it'll still be delicious, I promise. So what our goal is we're going to make it nice and crispy on the bottom. So you're just going to want to let it go. You don't want to mess with it. And you're just going to be so surprised at how much like a pizza it turns out to be. You can actually pick it up with your hands and eat it. If you don't put too many toppings on it, I tend to put too much on it, and so I end up eating it with a fork. But all right, so there's that. The other thing I'm going to add to it is just a little bit of that Parmesan cheese I said. I like to use this one with the garlic again, just a little extra flavor. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Can't have too much cheese, right? Okay, now we're just going to let that bubble away. Ooh. It's almost going to be like it's burnt. So don't be afraid of it if it gets a little extra brown. It's already starting to get a little bit brown. We're just going to let it go for about another minute, and then I'm going to start adding my toppings to it. So like I said, tonight what we have are some fresh diced tomatoes that I put salt, pepper, garlic powder, and a little bit of basil. And then our vegetables and our pepperoni. And then we'll top it with a little bit of cheese. And we'll let it go for a few minutes longer. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Oh, look at the cheesy goodness. Okay, so it's got a nice little brown, so we're going to go ahead and start adding our toppings. So first I'm going to go in with the tomatoes. Thanks, baby. All right, and then we're going to take our pepperonis and put those on. So this is just some thin cut pepperoni. I get the irregular pieces from the deli, so they're a little bit cheaper. Now sometimes I will actually pre-cook them so that they get nice and crispy. I did not do that today, just because, yeah, it wore me out just cooking the vegetables. We like a lot of pepperoni. Okay, and then on with our veg. So we got a little bit of sauteed onions. You could do some spinach on here, whatever you like. We're veggie people, so we like to do a lot of veg. Oh, and the mushrooms, I did have to try a couple. So, you know, if you're a big mushroom fan like we are, you might want to cook up a few extra just so you have to nosh on, because they come out really good. Like I said, this is probably going to be a knife and fork kind of pizza because I'm got it a little bit piled up here. I'm just going to look at the bottom again, just taking my spoon. Yeah, now it's looking really dark. Again, don't be afraid that you're burning it. You're not. You want it to be crispy, and that's how you get that texture. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of extra cheese here on top. I turn the heat down just a little bit because just like that, it's almost done. And this is why, even though I'm not feeling that great tonight, I decided to go ahead and do this because it's not anything complicated. So you guys can do this on a weeknight if you just do up your vegetables and stuff beforehand. It's pretty easy just to get it together. Do Friday night pizza. It smells so delicious. I wish I could show you the bottom. Like I said, it looks like it's burning, but it's not. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. And if I can grab a lid, I'm going to throw that on top just so that residual heat will melt the top of my cheese. And then I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright guys, the pizza is done, and I just wanted to show you how I take it out of the skillet. So I just have a spoon, and I just kind of went around the edges to make sure there's none sticking. And now you can either put this on a plate, or you can put it on a cutting board. I probably should should be putting it on the cutting board so that I can cut it, but just want to show you how it looks, sticking just a little bit there in the middle. Bam, there we go. Now I want to see if I can show you how dark it is on the bottom. So you see how it looks like it's burnt? But it's not. You're going to let this cool for just a few minutes, and then when we cut into it, it's going to have that crispy texture like you would with a thin crust pizza. Alright, so there you go. That's our pizza. We're going to eat, and hopefully y'all have a good night. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm working really hard on these videos for you, even whenever I feel like poo. Alright, guys, be good to each other. Peace.